What is going on, my dummies, and welcome back to another 1.5 deck tech. In today's deck tech, we are going over one of the best green decks I've seen in a very long time. It is Ceresmon. So without further ado, let's get all up in it. The first Digitama we have is Tanemon. I am playing multiple Digitama, even though it is against my rulings because of a card that this deck is able to play. Tanemon, inheritable skill, when attacking, if you Digivolve this turn, the Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. Next up we have Argomon. Argomon is the center of this deck. Basically says during your turn, if this Digimon becomes active during the active phase, we get 1 memory. The active phase is important to note on this because we can't just rest something and activate it, rest something and activate it. It'll get a bunch of memory. So, yeah. Next up, we have Goblimon, 2 to play normally, 0 to evolve, 3000 DP. And I'm going to go ahead and go over to the next Argomon, who has the same exact stats. The reason we're playing these are vanillas, but they're also extremely cheap to get out. And that's one thing that we're looking for, is extremely cheap to get out Digimon. Because we need multiple Digimon to be able to use the mechanic of this deck. And me saying that, if you know what this mechanic is, you're in luck, because yeah, it is a download deck. So we need to be able to play this stuff as cheaply as possible, as efficiently as possible. So moving on down, we have the last level 3 in our level 4s. We have Agumon. Agumon says during our turn plus 1000 DP. I couldn't find another rookie option that I really liked. Mushroomon does exist. It is another vanilla that you can play, but I do like having some abilities. So I like this one to be able to get plus 1000, so we're able to get over certain hurdles for the deck itself. Because we will be attacking some of the Digimon that get put on the field, so we should be able to overclimb that, and that's one thing that we're trying to do. Next up, we have Woodmon. He's our blocker, 5 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 6000 DP. When we attack with a -2 memory, just your generic blocker. We need him in the deck. Next up, we have the level 4 Argomon. It is 6 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 5000 DP with download. It does not say it here. Download is basically you rest one of your Digimon, and when you rest one of your Digimon, you reduce the cost by the number that's there when you Digivolve it. So basically, Argomon, if you have a rookie on the battlefield, becomes free. That's why having our generic level 3s are so important. Next up, we have Stingmon. Now, you could play Kabuterimon in this spot if you wanted to. I like the Stingmon because we will be swinging at some of our opponent's Digimon from time to time. 6 to play normally, 1 to evolve, 5000 DP. During our turn, once per turn, if this Digimon destroys a Digimon on our opponent's side by battle, we gain plus 1 memory. So basically, it keeps us in our download and ramping us into what we need to get to. So, card's pretty good, in my opinion. Next up, we get to our level 5s and some of our level 6s. We have the level 5 Argomon, download 3. And you can see the Blossomon while I'm talking. If you wanted to pause it and read the Blossomon, that's what download does for the number. But download 3, and then inheritable skill when we attack. We can play 1 level 3 green Digimon from our hand at rest without paying its cost. This allows us to keep ramping and keep snowballing out of control. That's what this deck tries to do, is keep putting stuff on the battlefield as quickly as possible. Next up, we have Blossomon. 7 to play normally, 3 to evolve, 7000 DP. Download 3, so we make it free. Just like the Argomon, the level 5 Argomon, we make it free. Just a free evolve. If we have a rookie or something on the battlefield, we can rest. Next up, we have Ceresmon. 12 to play normally, 5 to evolve, which is pretty hefty. 12,000 DP, which meets the standards. Like, since we have to evolve for so much, 12,000 DP feels nice. Download 3, so we're able to get this thing down to 2, which is very important. And then during our turn, once per turn, we may rest one of our opponent's Digimon instead of our own for download. That's why this deck is so important. And if you wanted to, you could play a 4 of these and take out the last level 6 I'm playing. You can probably see the top part of it if you know what it is. Shh, don't tell nobody. But we can use the download on our opponent's stuff once per turn, and that's why the card is so important in the deck. We're able to keep ramping off of our opponent and then swing at our opponent's stuff, so they are never attack, because everything will be sick. So we're swinging at it and gaining card advantage in the long run because we're playing stuff for free memory. Next up, we have MegaGargomon. 12 to play normally, 4 to evolve, 11,000 DP. When we Digivolve into him, we rest one of our opponent's Digimon, and they don't become active during their next active phase. Also, during our turn, if our opponent has a rested Digimon, we gain security attack +1. So basically, we rest something down, hard rest something down, swing, attack for 2 security. They can't stand it. And then, like, if we have something on the field that we used to download or whatever, we can swing over that Digimon if possible just to kill it, so we ain't got to worry about it. So, MegaGargomon, really good for this deck. And note that he does not say it is a non-blocker, so he can rest blockers and swing into them if he wants to. Last but not least, for our level 6, we have BanchoStingmon. BanchoStingmon is 12 to evolve normally, 12 to play normally, 3 to evolve, 9,000 DP. He has piercing, so he deals damage even if he attacks a Digimon. When he attacks, if the Digimon has 12,000 or more DP, he gains 7,000 DP and security attack +2. So essentially, he becomes a 16,000 attacker, right? Math right? Yeah, math's right. 16,000 attacker with security attack +2 and pierce. So, like, our opponent can't get a big Digimon on the battlefield because if they do, we're going to punish them so much for it. Like, BanchoStingmon punishes any regular Omnimon. I'm not going to say Ultra S. Ultra S punishes this deck real hard. So, I think that's my belief of why people play Ultra S is because this deck exists. But, BanchoStingmon's able to get in, deal a massive amount of damage to our opponent, and punish them for having a big Digimon on the battlefield, which is always really nice. Next up, we have Flower Cannon, generic green card. I should have put Flower Cannon in my Rest Tyrannomon build instead of having Terra Cluster. That is my bad. But 2 to play normally suspends one of our opponent's Digimon. Not a bad card. Where it comes in good is our security check. Our security allows us to suspend all of our opponent's Digimon without blocker. So this helps with the deck, so we still have blockers set up so we can use them to download with Ceresmon. It also allows us to rest stuff so we can attack over it with BanchoStingmon. Multiple different reasons. So next up, we have one of the best option cards for green. It's 0 to play. It's called Hidden Potential Discovered. During our main phase, if we are going to Digivolve... I'm going to read it word for word because if I try to explain it, it's going to be harder to understand. If one of your green Digimon would Digivolve this turn, you may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost by 5. Or the Digivolution memory cost by 5. So pretty much what we're doing is we make MegaGargomon free. We make Ceresmon free. We make BanchoStingmon free. We make, I guess those don't really matter because of the download. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it allows us to play our Megas for free, which is really, really big. So that exists for that in particularly. Now, this card's going to be better whenever the next set comes out because Chaosmon will be there. Because it states that it doesn't have to be a green Digimon or that you're evolving into. It has to be a green Digimon that you're evolving from. So Chaosmon does get to where he's only costing 1, and then you destroy 2 things that have 7,000 power or 1 thing with 14,000 power or less, and then you can easily have when he's destroyed +3 memory. So, like, it's memory efficiency at its greatest, in my opinion. Finally, we have Mimi. I'm not going to try to say her name because I'm going to butcher it. 4 to play normally, security effect puts her into play like all tamers. At the start of our turn, if our memory is 2 or less, we become 3 memory. This is very important in this deck. Free memory is always the best memory, and especially when you're playing a deck where you already have free memory, but you have to set up for it. Mimi early game is really, really good. Finally, her other effect is probably one of the best green effects in the game. If we have a level 5 or higher green Digimon, by resting the Mimi, we can either hatch a Digi-Egg, or we can move a level 3 or more Digimon from the raising area to the battle area. This is very important because this allows us to get stuff on the field and accelerate the ramp that we have for our rookies, so we can have more stuff on the field so we can download other stuff. So a really powerful card. If you wanted to, you can take out one of the hidden potential discovered and make it another Mimi. The hidden potential discovered normally allows you to play just one of your level 6s for free without having to worry about anything and still getting a really good effect off of it. So yeah, but without any more rambling or whatnot, this is the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like and a comment. Let me know how you like the deck. Let me know decks that you guys want to see in the future. I love making decks for you guys. And as always, subscribe. Be a part of the Dummy Nation. I love you guys. But yeah, without further ado, peace.